or rocks or whatever, the potential for an area is always much greater. And therefore, if you have an area that has a diversity of cover and lots of it, that is the type of a situation that you're usually going to want to stay a little bit longer in, even if the fishing's tough. And on the other end of the spectrum, if you have an area that doesn't have much cover to it, doesn't seem like there's a lot of options for the fish, then that's an area that you'll find out pretty quick if they're there or not, and then you need to leave if you don't catch them. And then there's gradients in between there. It's not like this one area has no cover and other areas loaded with it. There's an element of the different types of cover, so that has to be taken into consideration when you're determining it as well. So here's how I go about it. Let's say that first of all, when I choose a fishing area that I very first want to go into fish, I'm looking for an area that can possibly hold a concentration of bass. Not necessarily a school of bass, but some type of a place where a lot of fish can live there. And normally, in order for a lot of fish to live in one particular area, you've got to have cover. And that, like I said, that cover can be whatever the lake has in it, that particular lake, but there needs to be a lot of it. And it needs to be positioned in a part of the lake that is really good seasonally. For example, like in the winter time of the year, usually the lower lake's better. In the summertime of the year, the upper lake's better. In the mid part of the year, the protected coves are better. So that requires a little bit of an understanding of bass movements. But if I get into an area that looks right, say the water clarity's right and the cover's right, everything feels right, I'm seeing some activity, I'm seeing some bait fish on my electronics, I'm seeing minnows in the water, I'm seeing, squirrels up on the bank. If there's a lot of life and a lot of potential in that area, even if the fish aren't biting very good, I'm still going to stay there longer. And I'm going to stay there longer, and I'm going to adjust my techniques, and I'm going to adjust my lure colors, the different types of lures that I have, the casting angles. I'm going to try to exhaust like every possibility that I have before I leave that area. Now, if I'm in another type of an area, let's say I got one area that's loaded with good cover, a lot of docks, a lot of grass, a lot of lily pads, good potential, and then the next spot that I go to is maybe just a straight flat bank with not a lot of good looking cover on it. Maybe there's some mixed rock and no wood cover. There's just not much there. If I make a pass down through that particular area that doesn't have much cover or doesn't have much potential in my own mind, that is when I pull up and leave and I go to a different area. So I'll give it one good pass and